Good morning everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show. I'm sure many of you are already in your holiday or planning to go for a holiday, as we have tomorrow a public holiday for those of you from the trading on the side of the KLSE. Definitely this is another good opportunity for you to perhaps look at some of the market. Now, despite this morning what we've seen, the overnight closing last Friday continued to be up. Our market this morning also rally. Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show. If you look at the KLCI, let me just switch over immediately here to our trade VSA, and you can see everything is definitely turning green just on top of me here. Switch it to a wider chart. So that is definitely turning very positive. We have broken above the 1600 level, and we should, if you look at the chart up here, over here you could see, let me just pull this down a bit here, and you can see right now, let me just bring this down a bit on the chart. You can see we are trying to break this upside over here, and I do think that we are likely to break up considering the momentum we are still in. And those of you who followed the green Pentagon earlier on this week on the KLCI will definitely be benefit. And also last Saturday, for those of you who came, we were already launching our new facelift for our trade VSA dashboard, which will be available on the 6th of November. Something I will talk about also much later, but definitely what you've seen so far, everything is green except for this little small one here, which is press metal, just down slightly here. That's really pointing the bullishness. And of course, if you scroll up some more here, this is actually pointing to a very heavy foreign fund coming in. Of course, in the coming days, you would see this will be reported on the newspaper, but you get it first from tradevsa.com, and then you will know situation in where all our news bring you up to speed and ahead of the rest of the market. That's always been what we do over here. Now let's look at what we have for this morning on our breakfast show. No doubt this morning our focus is on Pentagon guider, and we expect some of you who are listening today are merely beginners, and it's also good to look at some of the things that I will talk about in here when you make this part and parcel of your investor daily monitor that you should look at, right? And for those of you who want to do this more of a longer term, look at the weekly chart of the Pentagon guider that you have it on the plugin. That certainly give you more time, but for those of you who like to trade, certainly we will have something for you. Let's look at what we have for you in the news roundup this morning. Now in the star base, definitely what's been on the top of the town is the 12th Malaysia plan, where Malaysia aims to higher GDP growth. All being said, with the economy reopening, much will be turned into getting this up and running, and people are happy with their jobs that you've seen so far. So the Malaysian Institute of Economic Research are pointing to a higher, or they intend to look at 4.5 to 4.6. But if you look at the overall trend over the years from 1973, the trend line are still trending downwards because we are becoming more and more developed, right? You can't compare that to Thailand or Vietnam, where the trend line continue to go up because of younger. But like it or not, Malaysia are losing some competitiveness to the neighboring country because they intend to compete in the labor kind of situation. I think we are past that. What's been done by the manufacturing as well as the electronics and electrical up in the northern corridor, which will spur many of the industry. For those of you who have invested in those technology sector would have benefited a great more. Of course, last week we were talking about energy sectors in here. Rotational play maybe help you some of these too. Now let's move on to our next news, which is what I talk about, the northern corridor, and those of you who have benefited in the sector and the stock like Pentagon continue to broaden their horizon with investing in 5 core business area in here. Of course, if you look at the 360 research report, the semiconductor test equipment market expected to reach 19 billion ringgit by 2026, which is from the 15, so which is still around 8 to 10% growth. So there's a lot of opportunity that is pointing likelihood of this market to move up. Let's take a look at where is, of course, the news talks about the 120 billion of 500,000 square feet in Batu Kawan, Penang to increase their production capacity, as their current manufacturing on the Penang Island and Batu Kawan is hitting already 100%. So they are expanding, which is really a good news. Now let's take a look at the Penta Master this morning here, and we switch over to here and we'll just type in Penta, which one of the very good stocks that we talk about over the weekend, a past sumo, but the question is, will this continue to become a sumo? So check out the some of the material that we talked about last week in here, and let's look at stock chart, stock comment, and we switch to that. This one had two double top in here, building a nice base in here, and let's take a look at this morning whether this stock has gone up or not on the live stock prices. Yes, it's up only 0.5%, ticking up very, very slowly to retest perhaps the $6 mark in here. Check it out. All right, in here. And let's move over to our next stock that we talk about, which is an energy counter in here. Now Dialog talks about expansion. We all know Dialog, which we cover last Wednesday, and if you do not know what the story behind the Dialog, check out the YouTube that we have uploaded in here. Talks about the energy sectors, which give you a broader perspective what's really happening in here. So Dialog are usually have always been in the midstream sector in here, now wanted to expand to the more lucrative revenue generating upstream, which is oil exploration, or maybe something very similar in that line. So in this report, they talk about in here the Tan Sri Ngao Boon Kiat are very optimistic on the company annual report, and they are looking into that. So that will give them some sort of opportunity to extend the value chain in the redevelopment cycle, and perhaps to increase their services in the engineering and specialized technical services to enhance their revenue. Let's take a look at Dialog this morning in here. And of course, Dialog has since then recovered from one of the better oil and gas player with very good fundamentals. So you can look at the chart. It has came off from a very low base. Let me just pinch it up here a bit. Right, and you can see that's a 2 ringgit 40 cent, and green Pentagon suddenly turned up in here. So right now it is this morning. Let's take a look at the live stock prices in here, and it's just up 0. And already hitting 3 ringgit already. I think that would be the likelihood of resistance. Now on pawn, all prices hitting higher and trending higher. If that has, then we will definitely see Dialog moving in tandem with that. All right, so let's look at the next sector that we have is CTOS. All right, now CTOS being a digital player in the credit rating agency, which is backed by Brahman, one of the venture capitals, just can't get that name off my head. The venture capital has been also responsible for the Mr. DIY continue to hold this company stocks in good faith. And CTOS is looking also at the expansion going forward with the expansion to acquiring businesses like the Business Online Public in Thailand and growing that. So of course, with the acquiring, a lot of the revenue does come in and does float up to the upper stream, and you will see that's what they're registering and growing to 140 million, 15.8% higher than in the past 9 months in here, on the back of they are looking for acquisition, and they are looking for acquisition growth in here. So CTOS, remember previously I did talk about earlier, about a week or 2 weeks ago, were on the news of the secrets being suspended, so they're maybe not able to access some of those services in here. But since then, many people already forgotten about it, and CTOS has recovered. CTOS, you can hit that one here, and on the back of that stock chart, so you can see this one, and this was that dip we talk about in here, and looking to break into new high, which the early listing price was around 1 something. Now it's already $2. For those of you who have gone in and believe the magic maker of Mr. the venture capital in here will definitely seize and continue to hold on to this stock in here. All right, let's look to the next stock that we have is no other than WCT. Again, on the theme of economic recovery open, WCT is growing stronger on the book order close to about 5.4 billion. That's right, 5.4 billion in here. Of course, there are some issues that they have with the Saudi Arabia project in here, looking to take back some of the recovery of the what do you call this in here, and yes, the race costs, right, looking for arbitration award, a race cost about paying on 42 million on a quarterly basis until July 2024. So that's looking very good. They are looking to tone down their debts to improve their group debt to equity ratio of 1.03. So that is actually pointing pretty good. And let's look at WCT chart wise. Of course, this is all very, very good news and no surprises if the stocks already make its run. As we can see, the KLCI already hitting 1600. So if you look from here, the market after the green Pentagon that we've seen is all breaking up very, very nicely. And if you were to follow the green Pentagon, you'll be up 18.1%. That is on the 23rd of September, right? And that's something very, very looking good for that one. All right, let's look at the next news. Turning our attention to the US market. Now, last Friday, the Dow surged, climbing almost above the 35,000 in here, gained 382 points. So let's turn our attention now to S&P 500 of the US stock, switching Robie to here. And you could see on the S&P 500, right, market is definitely rebounding back in here with the nice spring that you see here. That's a market rebound back. Of course, all attention is on the Bitcoin surging, testing finally above the 57,000. I think it broke through the 60,000 US dollar in here. For those of you who have gone in, and also on the back of the new ETF Bitcoin which is coming in, and many of our members will be very interested to really trade that stock, to have a play at least on the ETF side of the stock. So plenty of opportunity now on the Bitcoin and US market in here, looking to rebound, and as such that the rebounding from the low. Now the stock in focus right now is definitely a favorite is Tesla, AT&T, Netflix. Let's look at Tesla. So those of you who want Tesla, just type, all right, TSLA and hit send, and you could see the stock chart very nicely done here, and picking up from the green Pentagon that we saw way back at 700 plus. You could see the market up 15%, very, very similar to WCT, following the green Pentagon on very nice trending stocks will benefit you, and we will see at least the next November and coming December a nice rally towards the year end closing in here. So take note, you heard it first on the breakfast show here. All right, so the US market continue to be good, and we have also the Singapore market continue to playing on the market recovery in here. Definitely one of them will be SIA stocks. So switching over to the Singapore side, and you look at SGX in here, this is looking good. SGX market, Robie chart, and on the STI market here, that would also show you the green Pentagon continue to go up. So remember, all markets has turned green Pentagon, SGX has turned, the KLCI has turned. We are just waiting for that US market in here. All right, so good to get in early, and tonight, tomorrow with a public holiday, do take a look at the US market too. If not, do enjoy your holiday. For those of you who are traveling outstation, do be careful too. All right, after all, the interstate travel is it's open right now. Okay, now let's look at the next counter, which is the leaderboard in here, is the Pentagon trade idea in here. Of course, we want to turn our attention to the charts that we have here, and one of the things that I want to show you is this on the Trade VSA website. scroll right at the bottom in here is all the Pentagon in here. Now Opcon continued to be a big market maker since 7th of September, which is a month ago. If you have got in, you would have made about 150% in here. Of course, you can scroll all down and to study, very important, the beginning of the green Pentagon in here. A lot more are available on the plugin, but you can check some of those out in here. So OMH is another one that also did well. Of course, you can print some of these chart here and also print the charts in here. So you can see Dayang, all right, which is the oil and gas player, is recovering in here. We got Pi, Hong Leong Bank, but the banks are coming back nicely in here. So check this out in here and study some of these stocks, because there is a potential and opportunity to you to get in very, very early right now when we see this market is recovering right now. So let's look at the next thing I wanted to talk about is the manual that we have, the version 4 of the SMARTRobie guide. And what you do is just go to KLSE here and you can see what's new and click on that one. That will take you to some idea that we have for you. You can follow it. What is a Pentagon flow? This is for the new feature that we launched just last month ago with regards also to floating shares. Some of you will want to know floating shares in regards to institutional support and how much that will give you an opportunity to move this stock going higher. So look at the floating shares and also look at the Pentagon flow, which we will talk on the different section in here. All right, let's move on to next. What we have is last week. Let's switch to a wider chart here. Oops, it's let me just move back again. Okay, apparently it's not doing that. Okay, let me just go back on the slide here. Okay, SLOS. Let's switch to a wider chart here. Oh, it's apparently... Okay, now with this is a wider chart that we have, and let's look at the stock chart first for SLOS, where we were last week. And if you look at that SLOS last week, it was obstructed by the upthrust that came out immediately after the 11. You could see this was on the 11th. That's the date where we actually look at the Pentagon flow, but of course the Pentagon actually came in much earlier, so it's always good to go in a day after the Pentagon and not to wait. By the time when you see an upthrust and you have this big moving average in here, that's why we see this market drop back down in here. But definitely with the GOP 26 that people are talking about, the climate change, I think many of those stocks, clean energy and solar power, will be moving up, and I believe this one eventually will break that 150 in here. Be a bit patient, all right? So that's what we have, obstructed by the SOW. Now this week we do find that some of the banking stocks already make its move on the US market. So we are looking at the AMBANK in here, which came out on our Pentagon. So this is the chart that we've seen this morning in here. So let's build a trading plan using the Pentagon guide. Of course, you want to switch over to the trading view here with the charts that you see here. Then you have a more sense of where we are. So all right, AMBANK, there you go. On if you have got in much earlier using the dashboard, you would have gone in around 326. Now it's 337. You can see that one here right now. This is already up 2.36%. All right, let's do this. And on a weekly basis, yep, the market has a nice pullback. So just put in there. Weekly chart for AMBANK is green, is blue trend zone and up. Okay, there was a nice pullback before breakout. Okay, before breakout. All right, so let's turn to the daily chart. Okay, So daily chart turn green Pentagon 13th of October. Okay, 13th of October, that was green Pentagon. 13th of October. Important price level. So important price level, what we do is to switch on to the trading plan. All right, let's switch on itself to a trading plan here. Pentagon, AMBANK, all right, we have a trading plan right now. Okay, so we can see here R1 is 335, which is 335 already hit R1 already. So if you have gone in during the first green Pentagon over here, you would have hit R1 very fast, right? Which is only a 0.1%, but the other one will be R1 335 and R2. Okay, now remember the weekly resistance that you see here is 338, which is almost here. So it broke through the old high, which is 335. So it does look like this is starting to move up. A very nice breakthrough here. Then that is 358 to 360. Okay, 358 to 360. Why the market is moving? You can see volume is coming in. Okay, this is also, we can put US market finance sector is moving higher. Now check this out, because the Bank of America is moving up. So many of the other stocks like Maybank, I think they're going up too. Public banks are going up too. So this is okay. Let's look at the low support. Of course, low support, we will switch to the exit strategy, because that's where we want to see whether there's some sort of support there. You have S130 which is from yesterday. Closing price will be a -7% support there. If the market were to break down and hit the 308, you have lost -7.5% in here. But of course, the weekly support is 312. Okay, so we just use 312 since this is a more solid stock. Okay, we will use the weekly support at 312. Okay, 312. Last high resistance, we can look back here, will be 358. Okay, 358. Okay, let's save that one. And you can see what is the trending period. If you look back at the trending period from here onwards, use the trading view, the measurement here as I do here, about 19 bars 20 days. So you can see 19 bars 28 days. So from here onwards, you still have about another maybe 1 month to 1.5 months. 1 to 1.5 months. So 1 to 1.5 months allow this situation, the stocks, to trend up nicely. That's how you want to have the play some on this stock in here using that one. So that's a very simple way of looking at the finance sector in here. So if you have any question, do pen it in on the right hand side. Else we're going to move on to the next section in here, which is the update on our Pentagon guided portfolio. Now last year on 2020, the portfolio had about 106.3%. This year, using real money, real trading in here, we are up 14.6%. And we did update many of the public and the members on our Saturday session in here. And I do hope your portfolio has at least achieved around 14 or maybe 20%. If you have done better, do let us know if you'd like to hear your success story. But if you haven't done that better, let us know why, and maybe we can also help you too. So on the back of this 14.6% return so far, and some of the stocks we have in is Hyaptech, Inari, PS Tech, and TN Logistics, which we are currently running this Pentagon guided trading system. And for those members who is coming in here on Wednesday night, we will be doing a member sharing session as going through some of the exercises to train you up how to use the Pentagon guided tracking portfolio in here. And going forward, if you do have a nice rally in November and December, then you will stand to benefit. So do join our Trade VSA member session in here, find out more, look at the number in here, and then you would know that this is definitely beneficial will be able to help you better going forward. All right, so and also we will be introducing our Trade VSA Trader Dashboard on the definitely coming in on the 6th of November in here. Lot of great things on top of the plugin that you see in the trading view chart, that one that I just showed you just now, right? You looking at weekly chart, daily chart. You also have this Trader Dashboard, which gives you a 360 helicopter view of the market and sector rotation. Then you will always stay ahead and never be blur about the market, of course together with private member session training in here. Check it out in here. And not to forget, for our members, a real benefit for you, a chance to win an iPad up there. Trade with Trade VSA, very simple rules. Use the stock screener, our very popular stock screener, which give you a very good chance of having very good rates. Screenshot it and tell us why you entered it, and if your trades happen to be a very successful one, you have a chance to win a very nice iPad in here. And if not, food voucher of 30 ringgit for 30 submission monthly in here. So check it out, strictly for members at all. And of course, something that we are promoting this week to our coming next big workshop that we're doing on the 15th and 16th November, weeknights, definitely many of you will be able to come, is our wealth building roadmap. Turn your portfolio around for 2020. So make sure you register for this one here and have a chance to understand how the coming rally that we have, November and December in here, how you were able to make a bit of money and look forward for 2022, plan how to build your wealth rather than just simply, having no outlook to the whole thing. All right, make sure you check it out and find out more from our event website. And of course, this coming Saturday, we intend to do our public education in here, the art of war, Sun Tzu versus Warren Buffett in here. So check out the link below you, those of you who are watching and registered for this live workshop that we normally do. So definitely benefit All right, now we have come to the section that we'll be looking at some of your stocks that you all be having. Definitely, if you're from the public, do let me know your profession in here. You do get one stock review. Of course, for our members, you get unlimited stock review in here. All right, now we have a gentleman in here. That's right, Mr. Hawk. You want me to comment Tesla? You want me to comment Airport? Because you are a public. Public only get one. Okay, just let me know. I'm just going to look for others. Okay, if you don't have that, I'll probably comment Airport, because just now we already done Tesla. All right, so let's look at Airport right now. Now make sure you get hold of either the SMARTRobie in here. You can see Airport, you got double top in here. You got a lot of strength, but market still trending up, so it's important that you have this. You can see this one in here. Compared to SMARTRobie, you have a less feature. In here, you have a nice uptrend, continue to go up, but it's broken in here. Do take note, do be a bit careful in here. Volumes are drying up, so it's likely to move sideways, but should it break below the 645, that will be your exit. Okay, your exit in here. You got two resistance, upthrust and upthrust over here, so just take note of this pending in here. Okay, we got Sukama, okay, a masterclass, big, show no problem. Big is on big industry. Now this one, like it or not, after the line change, there is a distribution. It's not going to go anywhere. You could see the very kind of yellow trend, so this market's likely to move sideways or not. If it doesn't make money, cut, just move to the next stock. There are many other trending stocks. Remember, as I said before, the November and the December month will be much more in here. John, do let me know what's the profession in here before I comment on CTOS. So that is the sort of the request in here. Okay, we got the Pelican, yes, of course. Pelican looks good. You can see, right? Volumes are coming up nicely. Green Pentagon in here. This one looks to test back. There would be likely some resistance up here, so watch out for this morning in here. Again, if you had gone in during the next bar, always try to go in as I said before, most of our fixed rule Pentagon, that one that you saw, 14.6% return so far, we follow strictly the rules. Now, I always say before, many of the public who do the Pentagon, sometimes they don't follow. So they sometimes follow, don't follow. It is part and parcel of, you know, the makeup that they have. That's what we always say, the coaching and mentoring. It's important to ensure that even if you get good tools, make sure you follow them. All right. If you don't, that'll be good. So we have, we have the Msia here. Wow, we got a few more coming in here. PayPal, let's take a look at PayPal King. Please let me know your profession here. Okay, you need to let me know. Okay, we got the Siva, Masterclass member, Air Asia. I think Air Asia should be fine because Air Asia is doing a recovery right now. Right, it's pulling back because you got the climatic volume in here. So I do think that after the big run that you have from the beginning up to here, you can see that's already 47%. So you see, you know lah, we said before, when you hit a 40-50%, it will pull back a bit more. Let's see. But if you have entered here, that's not good. That's not a very good entry, right? The entry should always try to, again, if you were one of our masterclass members, your entry will be much better in here. Okay, Maybach again, climatic volume in here after the breakout. This now is moving sideways. Trend still pointing upwards in here. The logistics are slowly moving up, no doubt about it. Some already move up a fair bit. Okay, Msia. Okay, Msia, up trust here, market moves sideways. Watch out for takeout of this 308. If it does take out 308, it's going to move up some more. Okay, and we got Tasco. Again, logistic is moving up. Yep, this one is moved up, so profit taking is it's normal in here. We got Maxis. Okay, Maxis looks good, right? Took out all the old resistance in here. Trends up nice. You can see the auto trend line is going up, so this is be fine. Okay, great. Okay, we'll look at King is looking at PayPal. All right, PayPal just turned green Pentagon. That's a very nice one. All right, follow the green Pentagon. Okay, this is a recovery play, and you're going to have earnings. If the earnings is good, then you'll see this one's going to jump. Remember what we talk about earnings before the big payout day. All right, of course, you want to look more visibility, get the trader dashboard that we have, definitely put you in the right spot. Okay. Okay, if not, thank you for coming today. I wish you all have a good holiday tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday for our breakfast show, and definitely for our member, I want to refresh you for our Pentagon Guider fixed portfolio, fixed rules in here. So I'll see you on Wednesday night. I think either 8 or 8:30. We will send out the link for you to make us join. And for the public who want to join us, lots of education, lots of sharing in here, lots of benefit for 2022. And don't forget, for our wealth building roadmap on the 15th and 16th of November, definitely we want to invite you to come over to our wealth building yet. So check out the registration details in here, and we're certainly going to be sharing you a lot of great ideas. Of course, for our members, that's the existing one is definitely free for you. That's always been a lot of benefit being a member. Thank you for coming, and of course many good stocks is going to be happening tonight, so check out the US market in here. If you have not, do open up the US account in here. There's some information below in here for those of you who want to pursue that. Let us know. Else, I see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.